Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our 5 questions with someone. This is our series trying to showcase the best exponent of our community. And in this case, we are with Yash Jain. He's one of our HPCC Systems student intern. He is a student in Mumbai University, and he is a student for a Bachelor of Engineering and Computer Engineering. He joined the HPC Systems team back in May 2019 to work on a project around deploying HPC systems through Juju Charms. This is the new methodology to deploy software in Ubuntu, mostly. And he is building this using writing reactive charms using the charm helper framework, and of course building all the tests in Amulet as well. Previously, he has been involved with a number of other projects and initiatives as intern in other organizations with open mainframe projects and other things. So Yash has been around for some time. He's quite versed in developing components for different platforms, and we'd like to welcome him today. So welcome, Yash.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Great to have you here. So can you, just to introduce us to your internship project, can you explain, please, what is this, what are you developing, and what do you really hope to get as a learning experience from it? So what do you think you're going to be learning as you build this?
I am currently working on, building a cluster deployment tool. So if you're familiar with HPCC, we have different components which need to be deployed on, across multiple nodes. So what my project will go and do is you just go and create, YAML file, and Juju will automatically go and deploy everything for you. So you can specify, okay, on these nodes, I want these services to be running, and these configuration updates should be present on these nodes, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. So it's a deployment framework, basically.
Very good. And yes, what is and I'm not very well versed with the Juju Charm infrastructure. What is the difference between deploying things through charms and deploying them through Apt Standard Ubuntu Packages?
Actually, with Ubuntu packages, you have to go and manually install them and take care of them. Basically, when you go and deploy it through Charm, the Charm takes control of everything. So you don't have to worry about what versions are running on my nodes and what kind of OS is running, and there are disto upgrades, etc., which are all figured out by the Charm itself. So it's kind of like much more user-friendly way of deploying your suite.
That sounds like a very good improvement for the HPC platform, particularly for those using Ubuntu. And what do you expect to learn from this as you build this and you make it usable for the community? What is I assume that you're expecting to also learn things on your own, and what do you expect to learn about it?
Actually, basically what got my interest into this project was the complication which is associated with this project. Because HPCC as is already quite complex with, so many components. There's Thor, there's Roxy, there's Asha, there's Dali, there are like a ton of components here. So, with these many components, it always becomes a very serious design issue when you want to go and create a deployment suite of sorts. Because, there might be something coming in, there might be something going out. So there are a lot of edge cases which you need to take care of. So, that was the complication which I wanted to really understand. And, basically the system design process for that matter is something which I was interested in. And that's exactly what I, wanted to learn.
Very good. I understood. Yeah. Yep. So just let's go a little bit more general now. So what attracted you to computer engineering? Why did you get into computer engineering? And how did you first learn to code?
Actually, I was taught computer engineering during my school days. So yeah, I did know a little bit of computer engineering, but like, in my 10th grade, in my 10th grade, I came across the edX course from MITx, which taught Python as a, which is introduction to programming using Python. So I started working through it, and the problems which were presented and the assignments which were given were quite complex for me at that time. I haven't done anything that difficult, to be honest. And it was just the complexity which the computers presented which got my attention into it. There are so many problems to solve. There are so many things to do which software engineering can solve. So yeah, that's what got me into computer engineering.
Very good. Yeah, certainly software engineering and computer engineering in general has a lot of creativity as part of its general framework. So it's a lot about creating things, either exploring solutions to problems or creating new systems. I think at least that's what motivates me as well to be in the field. So and how do you think this particular internship with HPCC Systems will help you in your career?
Actually, I have worked as an intern with the Open Mainframe project before. So there I was doing stuff which is more low level. So basically assembly on mainframes and that kind of thing. So this year I joined HPCC so that I can concentrate on the more higher abstraction, on a much higher abstraction level. So the system design, like I said, and deployments, how things are actually structured, how modules interact, and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Very true, very true. Yeah, you're working now on something that is much closer to the user, the end user, rather than on the underlying system. Yeah. So yes, I think that's a good new experience for you as well, right? To get a more on the application development side of things rather than the system development. So tell me a little bit about your mentor. Your mentor is Xiaoming Wang Ming, who has been working on the HPC Systems platform on product builds, deployment, and configuration tools for a long time right now. So what are the most important things that you learned from Ming thus far?
Ming, first off, on a non-technical side, he is an extremely hardworking guy. And every time I needed any help, Ming was always there for me. So, the mentorship experience was like excellent from my side. If you get into more technical details, how stuff is actually configured, because this time we had issues with, storage being attached to our charms and maintaining state, and because Juju by default does not want you to go and maintain state. So for HPCC, we always need to maintain states. Otherwise, the cluster won't go and deploy. So, we had so many issues, and Ming was just there, and, he just knew the perfect answer to the question which we were asking. So, yeah, he did teach me a lot, how configuration needs to be updated and sent to across multiple nodes, and, what is the process you going to do this, and how are maintenance updates applied, etc. So, yeah, I did learn a lot from him with that.
Very good. That sounds good. And I think this is certainly more for the community. But how do you think other members of the HP Systems community will benefit from this particular project? What do you think the work you're doing will be applied for in different environments?
Actually, this particular project would be quite beneficial to the community. Because as of now, deploying HPCC is a real pain. I mean, you have to go and install HPCC suite, then you have to go and, run an env Gen 2 on every single node, and, you have to maintain the IPs, etc. So basically, you cannot just go and, work from a single node. I mean, there's SCP, etc., which you can do, but obviously, it's adding complications to your work. So when you go and deploy it through Juju, Juju will go and take care of everything. So for instance, we were working on AWS support the other day. So we just wrote a script. Okay, we want 1 DALI nodes, we want 2 for Roxy, we want 3 for Thor, etc. So you just create a configuration of the source, and then you just go and deploy that bundle, and everything would be deployed for you. So Juju will take care of, actually deploying the nodes on AWS. It will go and take care of, sending the configurations to every node. It will go and, take care that, the statuses are perfectly sent and, there's not something wrong in any of the nodes. So yeah, if the community so wishes to use it, they'll be using their life. The life would be quite easier, to be honest, in my opinion.
Very good. But of course, Juju is Ubuntu specific. So do you foresee more people in the community moving away from Red Hat and other distributions and going to Ubuntu just because of its functionality?
Juju, there has been some support which has been, built for some other nodes, but they are not really that stable. But even, if you were to stick to Ubuntu, it does not really affect you much because HPCC runs perfectly fine on it. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. Great. This has been great talking to you, and I think this is a great project for the community. It's going to truly get the community a new set of deployment tools that will make deploying HPC systems far easier and faster than the previous method. So this sounds very promising. I wish you a successful internship, and of course, I hope this also helps you in your career later on. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing this.
Flavio. Yeah, great. Thanks a lot.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye.